What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Goated, the Sneaker Podcast. I'm your host, The Third, and I'm fresh off of ComplexCon weekend. And one of the main reasons why I even started to attend ComplexCon was mainly because of the complex conversation that they have every year, and that is the Sneaker of the Year Complex Conversation. That's probably my favorite part of the whole event. That's honestly the main reason and probably the top reason why I even attend the event, just to pull up, listen to the conversation, and hear some of the more well-known sneakerheads in the industry talk sneakers and give their top 10 list. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and review Complex's top 10 list of sneakers for this year. I'm gonna do my very best to just focus on their list and tell you guys what I think about their list and only their list. I'm gonna save my list, my thoughts, and obviously the shoes that are in my top 10 list for this year for another video. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
This is Complex Conversations, Sneaker of the Year.
DJ Clark Kent. Please welcome Jadakiss to the panel. A legend in the sneaker and streetwear space. Please welcome Vashti Kola. Please welcome the Dipset Capo, Jim Jones.
Alright, so this year's panel included host Joe LaPuma, which is the host of the Complex Conversation Sneaker of the Year panel every single year. He was joined by DJ Clark Kent, who has been there since the very first Complex Conversation for Sneaker of the Year. This year he had Vashti, the first female designer or artist to have a Jordan collaboration. He had Jadakiss and Jim Jones. I believe Jim Jones had been there before. I'm not sure how many times prior, but I know he's been there for one of these other panels in the past couple years. They have had better guests in the past, I'm not gonna lie, but nonetheless, this was a pretty solid group.
All right, the number 10, Union Nike Dunk Low Argon. You know, as part of the Passport Pack, dunks are super relevant now, and this one stuck out.
So right off the bat, coming in at number 10 for the ComplexCon list of Sneaker of the Year, they had the Argon Union Dunk Low. As you heard Joe LaPuma say that, you know, dunks were probably top 2 most popular shoes this year. If not number 2, then definitely number 1. Dunks took off, you know, they re-emerged, and till this day, still one of the most popular silhouettes, especially this year in 2022. I'm not mad at the Argon being at 10. I mean, with all the dunks they produced, all the dunks that they put out this year alone, it was bound to have 1 or 2 dunks in the lineup. At least they went with the Union collab. I'm not mad at it at being at number 10. It's a clean colorway, clean shoe. Personally, I wasn't, you know, too hyped for it. Wasn't really after it. Dunks just really aren't my forte, and I just really haven't gone after any dunks this year.
Solid 9.
That's a good shoe.
Jada, this was on on your list.
I get a lot of.
Number 9, they listed the Sachs Nike Craft shoe at number 9. Personally, I think they could have picked a much better shoe. Again, I know it's number 9, but I mean, I get it. You know, it's different. The design's new. It had the whole backstory to it. You're supposed to, you know, go out, destroy these, wear them up, and do everything in them. But again, to me, it's a boring shoe. Yes, again, I know it has a story behind it. I know there's a purpose behind the shoe, but I mean, I probably would have honestly rather have seen a Fire Red 3 at number 9, especially if this shoe made number 9. Boring, plain. I just didn't like this at number 9. Now, number 8, this shoe probably had the most controversy. It had the best comments, best remarks, especially from Jim Jones, as you guys will see.
No.
Definitely. No?
Negatory.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna take my glasses off for these. Where we from, them shits is trash. But this is what I'm saying. So this is compiled to the Complex people that work at Complex. I can only imagine the type of feet pieces they wearing up there. Jim, come on. It feel like a lot of khakis are being worn. No. That's not true. That's not true.
They're Gazelles. Putting Gucci material on them don't make them hot.
The Gucci Gazelle came in at number 8. I don't get it. I want to say maybe because it's Gucci printed out, which is why it made number 8. And I guess they just wanted to show some love to some of the fashion house boutiques. I don't know. This shoe sucks if you ask me. The crowd agreed 100%. Again, Jim Jones had some pretty funny things to say, and you can pretty much tell that, the panel was 100% in agreement with this shoe. It should not have been up there. It definitely not. It has no room on a top 10 list for sneakers of the year. Again, I would have much rather seen an SB make the list. I would have rather have seen, again, a Fire Red 3 make the list, because, again, I didn't even know this shoe released this year. That's how maybe I'm just not, on the same page or not up to date with things. But if you ask me, the crowd definitely agreed that this shoe did not belong on the list.
This guy is having a run with New Balance. The number 7 sneaker of the year, Joe Freshgoods, New Balance 993 Performance. Look, he's holding. I've seen a lot of these on the
number 7. The Joe Freshgoods New Balance 993. All I'm gonna say is I'm not mad at it being on the list. Definitely not. I thought it may have been higher, but this year New Balance definitely made its mark, and I think you have to give a lot of that credit to Joe Freshgoods and everything he's done with the different silhouettes that New Balance has produced and put out. Honestly, man, New Balance has been around for years, for a very long time, but they just weren't getting as much attention. Nobody was giving them that shine, giving them that attention until Joe Freshgoods came through and put his own twist, he put his own take on these shoes. And all I'm going to say is that weekend at ComplexCon, there were so many people rocking New Balance, and I'm not going to lie, I've never been a fan of New Balance. Don't get me wrong, I like what Joe Freshgoods has done with the shoe. I like a lot of the stuff he's touched and put his spin on. But my dilemma, my problem with New Balance and the shoes that they're producing, even though I'm a fan, I don't see myself spending that premium price tag of $200 and $220 on a New Balance, over a retro or, a Nike SB, which don't even come close to $200, which stay around the $100 and $130 mark. So that's just always been my thing with New Balance. I'm a fan. I love what Joe Freshgoods has been doing with the silhouettes. So I'm not mad at this being at number 7. I'm surprised other iterations or other silhouettes or other models of the shoe didn't make the list. But again, I'm not mad at it. Solid number 7 if you ask me.
Ooh, it's a great shoe.
That's a hard shoe.
That's a great shoe.
Actually,
Number 6.
I'm actually still mad at these because I don't have them. Me.
Coming in at number 6 on ComplexCon's top 10 sneakers of the year was the Kobe Protro 6 Mambacita. R.I.P. Kobe, R.I.P. the Black Mamba. Clean shoe. Wasn't very accessible to a lot of the people, to the public, but again, the significance of the shoe, what it stood for, what it meant, the fact that they were able to, come to terms and agree on continuing, Kobe's legacy over at Nike, and they're going to continue to pump out Kobe's in the future, we all hope. Solid number 6, nothing to say about that one. You can't really complain or argue. Definitely, I think deserves a top 10. Colorway is super clean, and again, the significance and what it stands for, cool at number 6. One thing I do want to say is you can't really see it too much because I did cut it out, but the DJ Khaled We The Best Air Jordan 5 was definitely up there for some of these guys' list, at least the people on the panel. They had been arguing throughout the whole from, I think, number 9, 8, and then even down to 5 and 4, which I'm gonna get into in a second, pretty much saying that DJ Khaled 5 should have definitely been on this list over the Tom Sachs, for sure over the Gucci Gazelle. Again, there's gonna be something at number 4, which I'm kind of surprised that some of the guests on the panel were saying that they would take the DJ Khaled 5 over this shoe, which I didn't agree with, but I definitely could have seen the Khaled coming in at number 9 or number 8 for sure, 100%. It's gonna start to get a lot better from here on out. Again, top 5 sneakers of the year, and this is ComplexCon's top 10 list of sneakers of the year. This list is compiled of all the employees over at ComplexCon, so this is their list. I'm pretty sure this is what they all had to vote on and unanimously agreed on to, you know, make a top 10 list for sneaker of the year.
Look at that. Virgil, what's up?
This was definitely on my list.
With this at number 5, I'm really interested in seeing what's going on.
Those should have been upper.
You think they're better than the blue and silver?
Better than the blue, better than the yellow, better than the black.
Yellow is flame.
Coming in at number 5 was the Off-White Air Force One Brooklyn. This is the green colorway. Super clean shoe. I've never been too big on Air Forces. I've only ever copped, you know, an all-white pair, nothing other than that. I want to say at ComplexCon 2016 or 2017, I won an Air Force One Meta. I won it from one of their little booths, which was cool. But, you know, I don't have any complaints with the Off-White Air Force One Brooklyn being at number 5. Super clean shoe. Super dope what they did with the Air Force, you know, giving it that all green. Obviously, it's an Off-White collab. R.I.P. Virgil. But super dope shoe. Not mad at it being at number 5.
This at number 4.
It shouldn't be that high.
Yeah, I would switch. I'm wearing the Callus before I wear the Travis.
Yes.
I'm wearing the Callus before I wear the Travis. I'm wearing the Brooklyns.
So we gotta switch to
Number 4. Now, this shoe is the shoe that some of the guests on the panel were saying that they would have took the DJ Khaled 5 over this shoe. And this one I did not agree with. Just because that DJ Khaled 5, and I'm referring to the peach colorway, DJ Clark Kent said that if it was an all nubuck upper or an all suede upper, it would have been 10 times better, and I 100% agree. Also, the color isn't the easiest color to throw a fit on with or to really match with. I don't really feel like that's too big of a deal. But again, I do not agree with the DJ Khaled being over this number 4 shoe on the list, which was the Travis Reverse Mocha AJ1 Low. This shoe was super clean. I remember when we got word of this shoe, you know, originally coming out and, you know, it getting a release date and those early images leaking, I had went out and said that that might be sneaker of the year just because it was super clean. Fast forward to today, I've seen people wear it. I've seen it out in person, and my thoughts on it have changed just a little bit, which is why I'm not mad at it being number 4. It's a hard shoe to wear. Like, I've seen people wear it. I definitely feel like it looks better on girls 100%, but the dudes or the guys that I have seen wear the shoe, I just have not seen anybody be able to throw a clean fit. I want to say because the heel is white, so obviously it's an all white and brown shoe. It's gonna look weird with black socks if you're wearing shorts, but I seen somebody wear it with white socks and it still just looks a little bit weird to me. So that's definitely a shoe you probably have to wear some jeans with, you know, or something with. I really don't know, but again, I'm not mad at this one being at number 4, and I definitely disagree with some of the panelists who said that they would take the DJ Khaled We The Best 5 over this shoe. I feel like this Air Jordan 1 Low, the Reverse Mocha, is cool at number 4. Not too mad at it.
Virgil. All right. Virgil, I'm wearing Virgil before those. Virgil's or those?
These.
Virgil's or those? That's what I want to know. Let's get to the chicken. What do you?
I'm gonna have to say both.
Coming in at number 3 on ComplexCon's top 10 sneakers of the year is the Ma Maniére 4. Ma Maniére does their thing with every single silhouette they get. They have not missed yet. Definitely each Ma Maniére has that premium material. Again, like I said, I don't feel like they've missed yet. I cannot wait to see what silhouette they're handed next and what they do with it, because everything they put out is straight fire. I wasn't too hyped on the shoe. Meaning I didn't really go after it. You know, I didn't wake up and try to enter the raffle or do what you have to do to get the shoe. I believe there was definitely some participation needed if you wanted to try to cop this pair from Ma Maniére's website. Again, not mad at it being at number 3. Super clean. They always do their thing. So it's solid number 3, I think. Now, these next 2 I would definitely, you know, swap spots for. And the only reason being is because what Complex had at number 1 was not accessible to the public. If it was I mean, you had a 1 in a million chance at getting this shoe. I'll save number 1. Coming in at number 2 is the Lost and Found Air Jordan 1 Chicago.
Number 2. Where are we? Okay, on the...
I mean, nothing really needs to be said. I think the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found should be sneaker of the year. Super hard to get regardless of how many pairs they made. We all remember, you know, the early stories, the early details of, oh, this shoe is going to be real easy to get. Don't worry about it. You'll have an easy time. That definitely was not the case, which I already knew, which I hope a lot of you already knew. I barely got a shoe, and it wasn't even off of my hit. My homie, who I owe big time, was able to reserve me a pair. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. Like I said, I owe you big time, bro. But again, this is my sneaker of the year, the Lost and Found Air Jordan 1. Again, not too much needs to be said. At this point, we've all seen pairs. We've all had pairs in our hand. Super, super clean shoe. Definitely my sneaker of the year. The number 1 shoe at the top of ComplexCon's sneaker of the year list for 2022 is the Louis Vuitton Air Force 1.
Oh wait, we have all the just one.
That one was the hardest one. That's the hardest to get.
I didn't like those ones too much. Jim, why not? I'm just not. I didn't like that. I'm not a fan of them. At $3,000, those wasn't the first ones I was going to get.
I had said that I would swap 1 for 2. The only reason being is that this shoe was just not accessible to the public. That's it. Obviously, you can't compare a Louis Vuitton sneaker to, you know, a regular Air Jordan 1, although it is a Chicago one. You just can't compare that. You know, the premium materials, the premium leather, everything they did with that Louis Vuitton Air Force 1 was just perfect. 10 out of 10, immaculate. There's no topping, you know, the quality that went into making that shoe. It just wasn't accessible. So I'm not mad at it being at number 1. However, my top 10 list is definitely going to be compiled of shoes that everyone had a pretty good shot or chance of getting. But like I said, number 1 shoe for ComplexCon's list is the Louis Vuitton Air Force 1. Again, super clean shoe. If I had the chance to cop it, if I was able, you know, to afford it, I definitely would have went after it. Definitely would have tried for it. But it's just not my number 1 sneaker of the year. So that's that. That's ComplexCon's top 10 sneaker of the year list for the year 2022. I can't wait to put my list out and share that video with you guys. You guys let me know what you think of their top 10 list. What shoes do you guys think should not have made this list? Because like I said, I personally just think that, you know, with some of these spots, 2 or 3 of them could have easily put a fire red 3. I'm pretty upset or a little disappointed that no SBs were on this list, because I mean, we still have the Orange Lobster, which hasn't released, but it's still going to be a 22 release. Not even Orange Lobster. We had plenty of other Nike SB Dunks that could have made this list easily at number 10, number 9, number 8, number 7, even number 6, just because, again, I'm a big SB head. That's what got me into sneakers back in 2012. I even feel like maybe the Air Max 1, the Concepts collabs, 1 or 2 of those pairs could have made this list over the Tom Sachs, over the Gucci Gazelle. Again, to each their own. I'm gonna save all that for my top 10 list coming pretty soon, just because we already are in December. We've got about 25 days left of 2022. So again, let me know what you guys think about the list. Let me know if you agree with the list, and you know, shoot me a message and let me know what your guys' top 10 sneaker list is. As always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and stay tuned for my top 10 sneaker of the year list. Later.